Hey everybody, do you see all of this in here and all of that over there? I'm gonna try to get all of that taken care of today. Now I've been working on this wagon for quite some time at this point, and I'm getting pretty anxious to get the car done and get it back on the street. I was having some problems with it running lean and rich on both banks, bank 1 and 2, and I realized that I had the O2 sensors backwards. So I've just been doing a lot of getting the car all ironed out. Now the only thing that's really holding me back right now was the stereo, the speakers, and the head unit. Now, we're gonna be using BavSound speakers, so we'll be talking about that a little bit later. Most of today's video is just gonna be showing me cleaning out the car, kind of detailing some of the carpets, wiping everything down, and mostly putting the interior of the car back together. I can do all this in about a day. So this isn't difficult work, it's really just busy work. And like I said, we'll have a lot of this on time lapse. I do wanna go over the BavSound system after I get it put in and talk about how much better it is than OEM, because it's supposed to be slightly better, and how much better it is than the ruined OEM that's in there right now. So this would be equivalent to kind of like a Harman Kardon system. So where this car didn't have that, you're already an upgrade right there. And then the other thing that's really nice about it is you don't actually have to do any extra power. So you don't have to replace the amps or anything like that. I want to unbox those, show them off a little bit, and then I want to get all this put together. Really excited for today. This will probably be the most productivity in one day you can do on one of these cars, is either pulling the interior out or putting it back together, because it really just does not take hardly any time at all. All right, here's the engine bay put back together, and some of you might have noticed watching that last clip that I am missing these rubber pieces here. That's not a big deal, but I think they're actually in the M3 shell still. I'm not sure how I got that confused, but it's just these rubber pieces. So I'm missing this one here, and then the ones that go underneath there. Those two there, and then these two here. Actually, 3 of them there, 1, 2, and then the third one that goes underneath here. So not a big deal, but the engine bay is put together. Let's go into the interior of the car, where we're gonna be doing some vacuuming, maybe some floor shampoo, haven't decided yet, but we're gonna get the interior cleaned up and then put back together. So this isn't the whole kit, but this is a whole bunch of the BavSound that we bought. Now you can buy this for basically any BMW, and it comes with a complete replacement kit. So everything you need to do your system, you just got to install it. So we are going to open this up here. I believe these are the front tweeters, and then I'll show what some of the speakers look like. But these are very, very well made. They're very heavy. You can feel the weight on them, which is normally a good thing for speakers. And they're packaged really nice. You're not going to get any shipping damage or anything like that. And this can be found on ECS Tuning. We'll have the link to this in the description below. And then here is the bigger speakers. Now we did show these off on our Instagram account when we first got them. We like to show a lot of teasers, things that are coming up on the channel, a lot of things that the channel doesn't get to see for quite a while sometimes. So if you're interested in seeing any of that and being part of any of our future giveaways, all you have to do is follow us at Tenza_Motorsports and you get to see a whole bunch of extra content. So these are extremely straightforward, super easy to install. Just put them in the door cards. They'll fit in the exact same spot, same mounting, same plugs. It's all completely compatible, plug and play. So as long as you can get your door cards off, you can replace your speakers. Where we had the door cards off to do some cleaning and get the window regulators replaced, that worked out perfect for us because now we can do the speakers all at the same time. All right, so I'm gonna walk through putting the other door together a little bit more detail, where I did the other side first so that I could tell everybody what it's like and be able to show it on camera with a little bit of experience and not just trying to figure it out myself for the first time on camera. We are getting pretty low on parts over here. This is about a third of what it was. This piece right here is broken enough from the previous owner. We're probably not going to be installing that back on this car at least. We might fix those end pieces, I'm not sure yet. But really all that's left is the passenger door, the two rear doors, putting in these seats. So I'm going to be doing those seats, and all I've got to be doing is adding power because these are power seats and the other ones weren't. And then the trunk, so all the trunk trim and carpet and stuff like that. Let's go over here real quick, and you can see the interior is now put together. The center console. We have our head unit that we stole from the M3. That head unit is an Enon. I don't think they make the 5150 anymore. It's a pretty old unit. So I'll have to do some research on that. I'll put what basically would be the equivalent to that now. And then there's the M3 steering wheel, which looks really good alongside that M3 instrument cluster. So we're gonna be removing this seat, putting in the other one. Same thing on this side. I just have to add power and ground, and we're gonna be doing a constant power and ground. Just like the factory seats, they'll be able to move with the key in or out of the car. The other thing that I wanna go over is these tweeters. So if you look here, this tweeter actually has a mount that's angled, so it kind of comes forward like this. Now the new tweeters are actually too big around, and the mounts that they gave me are kind of weird. They're just a flat piece. I'm not sure exactly what BavSound expected me to do when installing the new tweeters, but what I did was I popped the old one out, So you can see here's the old one from the other side. I popped the old one out and I shoved the one that's slightly bigger into this mount. And what that did was it didn't quite put it at this angle like it was before. The new one's actually facing a little bit more just straight in, which in my opinion works out a little bit better. I'm not a fan of a harsh sounding tweeter. It actually miled it up a little bit to have it pointed straight in, and then the piece of foam that sits in here actually directs the sound towards you anyways. So I've already listened to the other side. It sounded really good. The tweeters are just not quite at the right angle. But the mid-range and the larger, I think it's a 6-inch driver, those fit in absolutely perfect, no problems, plug and play. The only thing I fought was that tweeter was just slightly too big, and so it's sitting at a different angle. If any of you remember, we did a stereo system in that 1999 Ram 2500 that I had, that Cummins diesel. I'll have that linked up here. If you want to watch that video, we went through and we did a whole stereo system. That was one of the things that I didn't like, is that the tweeters were pointed right at your face and they were very loud, and even with the head unit, it was difficult to tune how I wanted to. All right, so here is the back side of the passenger side front door. So we're gonna be removing the mid here and the driver and replacing both of those. Super easy. This just has a lock collar on it. So I'm gonna spin this off, and then that has a couple screws. They're Phillips, and then that is a direct replacement. This one we have to work with a little bit harder to make sure that the new one fits in there, but I'll show how that's done. So once you get the old one out, what you'll find is the new one has only 2 spots. So there's a spot there and a spot there where these tabs can lock in. This one right here, all 4 tabs would actually go all the way around the edge of this. But this is slightly thinner here and is actually a different design on the inside than the new one. But the new one does have 2 tabs, so I made sure that those locked in, and then now we are able to reinstall this. So it's a little bit difficult to record in the car. I can't seem to get the tripod in a location that'll let you see kind of what's going on here. But all I'm going to be doing with this tweeter here is slipping the old one out of the back, and then we're going to be putting the new one in. Like I said, the new one is too big for this original ring, so it's not able to sit at this angle, but this bracket will hold the tweeter in. So I'm going to slip this one out, show what the other one looks like, and then show it mounted to the door. Alright, so you can see the tweeter is a little bit too big to fit in this mount. Now, you could probably modify this to get it to work. Alright everybody, well, we are going to end the video here. We got a lot done today. I've got to re-vacuum the carpets. I've made them dirty. I never cleaned this side, but the passenger side I've gotten dirty again. So there are a few things that are still missing. I need a footwell piece, that footrest. I have to buy another one of those because the one we had was broken and the one from the coupe doesn't fit. So we're waiting for that. The cover that goes underneath the driver's side footwell, that still needs to go on. Obviously the 2 seats need to come in here, and all I'm waiting for really on those is making sure the interior of the car is done enough to be able to reinstall those. So what I don't want to do is put those in here and then be in and out of the car and working on the car a whole bunch and end up damaging those nicer seats. And that's why I kept the other seats in here for so long. So we have so much of the interior put back together. Everything looks good, sounds great. Very happy with the stereo system. It was a great buy for us. Perfect upgrade to just the standard OEM system. If you're just looking to replace your speakers and maybe bump them up just a smidge, these are a perfect option for you. We got a couple things on the exterior that need to be done as well. We're really just doing the finishing work, and it should be on the road very soon. I appreciate everybody so much for watching this build series. We're going to be doing a lot more of this kind of stuff in the future, so stay tuned. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment section below. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at Tenza_Motorsports. Follow us for any future giveaways that we are planning on doing. Thanks again for watching. We'll see everybody in the next video.